Let's talk for a few minutes about church assemblies or attending services. Some feel that there's me, you or me, and I put me, thinking about ourselves, and there's Christ out here, and a lot, Christ is doing it all. I just have to believe in him and I'll be saved. And then that the church, it's really irrelevant. Doesn't really pertain to me. Well, then, really how the pieces fit together, I want you to think about this, is there is you, and there is Christ, and there's this intersection. And most would agree with that. We need Christ, and he cares about us and things like that. But I pose to you, the church lays into this too, and that salvation is really here. It's your role, you being in the church, being with Christ, and so forth. Christ, if you think about him in the church, that he said he was going to build his church, and he said it was going to last forever. The gates of Hades would not even prevail against it in Matthew 16:18. And he is the head of the church, the body, Colossians 1:18. He said that he purchased the church with his own blood in Acts 20:28. He died for it, and that he loved the church and he gave himself for it in Ephesians 5:25. So it's a pretty important thing to Christ, the church. And so think about these things. There's the Christ, or Christ, there's the church, and there's you. And he's a shepherd. There's a flock. And you're a sheep in that flock. He's the head of the body, and you're a member in that body. He's a commander of an army, and you're, if you will, a soldier in the army. He's a cornerstone. He's a foundation of a building that you're a living stone in if you're a Christian. He's a high priest, and there's a priesthood that you're a priest in. This is in Peter, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. He's the firstborn, and there are brothers and sisters, and it's like a brotherhood, if you will, and we're brothers and sisters in it. He's the king of a kingdom, and we're a citizen in it. And then, if you will, there's a teacher, and he has disciples, and we're a disciple. So it's like, I want to be in the flock, but I'm just a sheep out here, not with the flock. And I'm in a body, but I'm the only member in the body and things. So just think on these things, how important your role is in the church. Some say, I'm not really into going to church, but think about Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together as the habit of some, encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. So we're to stir up one another. We're to meet together. We're to encourage one another. That's what attending the assemblies in the church is about in part. But also think about what we do there and what the pattern was, what we see. They were singing and praising God there. They were praying as a group and things there. They were reading or having a sermon and studying the scriptures and assemblies. Breaking bread, this was important. This is so important that Paul would stay in cities till, the first day of the week so that he could break bread with them before he left and things. And they were worshiping God. That's what the assemblies were for. And think about that a lot of coming to that assembly is not about you. It's about lifting up another, or it's about worshiping God. So we in our culture have twisted it to where it's me and my entertainment and how I feel. And a lot of it is the other way. It's an outward thing. And hopefully we grow to the point where even when we're not feeling good, there's a joy in being in the assembly and helping others and worshiping God. And we'll always grow if our heart's right in an assembly, learning and studying and things of that nature. So one final thing, there's a bride. There's a bride of Christ. 2 Corinthians 1, or actually 11, verse 2, for I feel a divine jealousy for you. I betroth you to one husband to present you as a pure virgin to Christ. We're talking about the church, if you will, being the bride of Christ. So we have a bridegroom, Jesus. We have the bride, which is the church, which we are a part of, and that's going to be presented to God. And in the end. So we want to be the bride of Christ presented holy at the end. Hope this gives you a new view or thoughts about the church and your role in it.